Hello everyone, it's Molly here again, and finally, I am doing a video on my technology. As you can see, I have a whole lot of Apple products lined up here, and I constantly get questions, especially here on YouTube, about how I use my computer, how I film my videos, how I use an iPhone. So I thought it was about time that I just sit down and quickly give you an overview of how myself and lots of other blind people are able to use technology just like anybody else can. I mean, I'm surprised most people don't figure it out on their own since it is the 25th. It is not the 25th century, Molly. It's 2015 and it's the 21st century. There we go. So basically, here's my iPhone, and all Apple products, it's an amazing company. They've dedicated themselves to making sure that every single product they release is fully accessible to the blind, straight out of the box, no extra costs. So if you have any of these products here at home, like the Apple Watch, the MacBook, the iPad, the iPhone, or an iPod, anything else, if you have that at home and you go into your settings, you'll find general, accessibility, and then something called voiceover. Don't turn voiceover on unless you've looked up how to turn it off. Although actually, I think now you can do it with Siri. So I think if you have Siri, you can actually say Siri turn on voiceover or Siri turn off voiceover, and it'll do it for you. So you can kind of like play around with it too at home and check out how you can do things, but I'll just give you a quick show. So of course this is the rose gold and white iPhone 6S. I love it. And so I just have the finger. That's like the best part. It's already talking. Okay, I got it. All right, so basically this is like my home page. I have all my apps and I just move my finger across the screen and it reads me what's under my finger. Now for example, if I want to go to my phone, I double tap on my screen, and then this is when, let's go to recents. And then if I want to scroll up and down my recents, I put 3 fingers and I just flick. Oh, of course it's not going to work now. Really? There we go. So it just moves, and then I can leave Burke. That's my mom. And then yeah. So go to my messages. I need to check those. So yeah, it just goes through. So yeah, it's pretty simple. And then just go to the next page, go to the first page again. It's honestly such simple technology. You can change the voice, you can change the speed that it talks at. A lot of people find my phone, a lot of sighted people find my phone to be very fast, and when I'm, say, reading a text message or checking an email, they can't understand what it's saying. But in the blind community, I actually have a very slow voice because, unfortunately, I am not one of those super tech-savvy blind people like a lot of them are. I am like very basic. I know the bare basics of how to get around my technology, and that's it. And now, here is my iPad, and honestly, basically the iPad is just the jumbo version of the iPhone. Obviously I have this cute little monogrammed case because I'm super basic, and then inside I just have my iPad, and honestly it's the exact same. I don't even have to bother showing you because it works the exact same as my iPhone does. I just move my finger around it and tap. And it's funny because a lot of my friends say I'm faster at texting on my iPhone than other people, and I obviously don't have to look at the screen. I just kind of like memorized the keyboard. And then this is my watch, which is the newest to my Apple collection here. This was an amazing gift from a client of mine when I did a speech a few weeks ago. It was so unnecessary, but obviously a lovely gift to receive. And yeah, it's just this way. It's like quiet, it's at its loudest, but that's all I can really show you. I'm trying to like look at the camera and not look at it, so I'm showing you guys that I'm like doing it without looking at it, you know what I mean? Because I know that I'm gonna get some crazy trolls commenting, being like, you were looking at it, you weren't really using it with the voice. Because I get that stuff a lot. But yeah, it's fun. I don't actually know how to make the watch do it, but every now and then, because I have one of the moving backgrounds, I have like a flapping butterfly, it'll actually like randomly be like, blue and white polka dot butterfly gently flapping its wings in the wind. And I'm like, well, thank you. Thank you for describing that. But yeah, it's fun. And then I just click that and it brings me. Clock, work, world clock, working settings. so I can just like go through all the different settings like anybody else can. Yeah, it's like honestly it's so basic, which is why I've probably waited this long to do this video, because to me it's just like so basic and it's not actually exciting at all. Okay, you calm down. So now I'll just push these to the side and you show the laptop. This is my laptop. I'm sure you guys have seen it in a lot of videos if you're a subscriber of mine, which if you aren't, go do that, because I'm cool. But I use this in a lot of my videos, especially tag videos or Q&A videos. I usually will write the questions on my laptop and have my laptop read them to me, so you've probably seen this before. But basically, okay, so now I turn VoiceOver on. I'm weird. I like turn VoiceOver off every time I go to close my computer, and I turn it back on every time I open my computer. Most blind people, I don't think, do that. For some reason I do. It's just like a weird habit. But basically, to turn VoiceOver on, I don't even know the names of keys because I can't see it written down. I just know the placement. So I use the key beside the space bar, and then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's VoiceOver's on. Now to search things, because obviously I can't use the tracker pad, I just use Spotlight search, and I will search, say for example, mail. And it'll open my mail, and I'm gonna start to get emails in. I have photos with Santa Claus, and we're not gonna read my emails because that feels a little invasive. I'm gonna shut this now. But basically, yeah, that's how I do it. I'll open something like calm down. So now I'm just going to open I don't want to hide sidebar.
Share, expand, one item, music, level 2, desktop, Molly Burke, documents. Stop interacting with sidebar, take your document button, done button, open, hit, button, you are currently on button, this button, open, hit, done button, your document button, sidebar, take your document button, you are currently on button, to press the down and choose a template, cancel button, choose default button, you are currently on button, to click this button, press control option, space, press.
So basically you see I've navigated without touching the tracker pad at all. I've just been using different key commands, and if you're blind and watching this and you've been able to hear my voice and figure out what I've been doing, you probably know that I suck. I'm literally so bad at VoiceOver. I do like the basics on it. So basically now I'm in just a blank document, or at least I think it's a blank document. And I'll show you how I can type. So I'm a touch typer. I started learning how to type, taking typing classes when I was very, very young, probably 8 years old, and they started teaching me because they knew that one day I was probably going to go blind due to my disease. And so they wanted me to have all the skills that I was going to need, like how to read and write in Braille, even though I could still read print, how to type on a keyboard without looking. So I've just been able to memorize the keyboard, and I've been a touch typer for honestly as long as I can remember. And yeah, I'll just type a sentence out. My big dog was big. Very creative of me. Purple is my favorite color. So basically, yeah, I'm a super fast touch typer, or I think I'm a pretty fast touch typer. And as you could probably tell, I don't even really listen to what the voice is saying because I know where the keys are. So when I'm actually typing a comment on YouTube, for example, I don't actually generally listen to what I'm typing because I just know where the keys are. And then I'll just tab over, find the comment button or share button or submit button or whatever button I'm looking for, and use the space bar and what's called the VO keys, the VoiceOver keys, which are crucial when you use VoiceOver. They're what helps you navigate. And I click, and that's how you click instead of clicking with a tracker pad. So usually when I'm using something like Facebook, Twitter, posting on YouTube, that I'm typically using either my iPad or my iPhone for, because I like just the control of having my finger around the screen, just because I find navigating on an actual computer more difficult. But in terms of writing longer documents out or checking emails and replying to emails, I tend to do that on my actual laptop itself. So that's really the reason I have an iPad and a MacBook and a phone, because I use them for different uses. And my watch I love because I love keeping up. I'm very health conscious, and I love being able to keep up with my steps and how long I've been standing and how many kilometers I've walked each day. And there's no other fitness tracker on the market that I know of that you can actually track those things as a blind person and have it read it to you. So that's one of the reasons I love this. And I mean, I don't know what else you guys want to know about my technology. I just thought I'd give you like a brief overview, show you how I do things. And so if there's anything further you want to know about, definitely comment down below or tweet me. Send me technology related questions. Like I said, I'm not super tech savvy. I just do the basics. I know how to work my way around the product and get done what I need to get done, and that's really all that matters to me. I am so grateful to Apple because there is other programs on the market that are out there, like JAWS is a big one. Typically fully blind people or people who cannot use enlarged print like a program like Zoom Text will either use JAWS or VoiceOver. They're the most popular. VoiceOver is obviously for the Macs, and then JAWS tends to be for the PCs. And honestly, when I started trying to learn JAWS before VoiceOver came out, because VoiceOver came out about a year after I went blind, what took me a year to learn on JAWS took me a weekend to learn on VoiceOver. So I personally find VoiceOver way easier than JAWS, and I'm just so thankful that they have products that exist for the blind that are totally accessible, straight out of the box, don't cost any extra money because PCs don't come preloaded with JAWS. You have to actually buy JAWS the program, which is very expensive. So yeah, I love my Mac. I love my Apple products. I'm so thankful for VoiceOver, and that is how, as a blind person, I'm able to use all of my technology, keep up with you guys on Twitter and on Facebook, which of course are always linked down below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's anything else you're curious about. If you're also blind or visually impaired, comment down below and let me know what your favorite apps are that are accessible, what program you use, what you like, and any tips for helping me become more tech savvy. Thanks guys, bye!